Hi everyone, how are you? So in this video, I'm working on this page in this coloring book, Folklore and Fairy Tales by Emily Lydhall Oberg. And I decided I'm going to try something that I know I've seen other colorists do, but I couldn't find a video of somebody explaining step by step how they did it. So I'm going to give it a try. Hopefully I don't screw this up. Whereas I'm going to use some white gouache over the cups and the flags here. And as before I tried using white ink on a page as a base to kind of lighten the lines, but that didn't work out so well coloring on top of that. I mean, you could do it, but it was difficult, but you couldn't get the colors very vibrant. So this time I saw someone using gouache on their page, and they were able to color on top of it, and it looked really good. The color pencil really showed it well, and it seemed to work well. So I'm going to try it. I haven't tried using gouache. I have this white gouache here laying around from Winsor Newton. So I'm going to close this up for a moment. So I'm using paint here, and I'm going to use this one, squeeze a little out. I'm not painting the page with gouache, I'm just using it for a base. And this is kind of old, I don't know, it got all dried up on top, I think. Oh, kind of squeeze it out. It's been sitting on my desk a while, so I don't know if the top of it, okay, I'm getting some of it out. A little dried out on top, I think, so hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. Yeah, this is not a new, I bought this like a year or two ago, so it's been sitting around. And then I'm going to get my jar of water here, and I'm just gonna use my dropper here. I'm actually gonna put water in the one next to it because I put out a lot of gouache there. I squeezed out a lot, which I wasn't going to take that much, but because it was so hard to get out, I just squeezed really hard and I got a bunch out. So what I'm gonna do is take my brush here, take out some of it, not all of it. Because I don't know how thick I should put it on there, but I don't want to go too thick with the gouache on the page. I think it needs to have some water in it, but I don't know how much. That might have been too much water, actually. All right, let me just add a little water here. Let me try it here. I think I want I want it pretty thick. Like cream. Or like a moisturizer kind of thick. That was what I was wondering about, like how thick should it go on that you can, because if I put it on too thick, it'll get flaky, as there won't be enough water to keep it, glue it to the page, dissolve it. So I want to have just enough water. I think that's enough water there. I don't know if you can see the consistency that I have here. So we're going to see how this works. This is like a moisturizer kind of thickness there. So let's see, a liquid moisturizer anyways. And let's see here. So I'm going to move that over, and I'm just going to start painting on the cups here. I've got a big So it looks like a nice thick coat here, and it does lighten up a bit after I add it on, but it looks good. It's covering up the lines really well, and I guess I can put on more than one. I sort of put a line here and I let it dry. Now I'm putting a second line, and when I put a second line on it, it completely erases all the line underneath. So if you want to change something, get rid of the lines completely, this is a way to do it. But of course, just one layer would be enough to just make it really faded so you can barely see it. I don't know if you can even see it on camera, the lines, after I cover it. But watercolor or gouache goes really well on this paper. It's very good, thick cardstock. So you can do a lot with these coloring pages. So that covers it pretty quickly. So I'm just getting some more gouache here and going to the second cup. Sort of taking a chance here and going ahead and just putting them, covering both cups and hoping for the best. But like I said, I saw somebody else do this with a coloring page. I don't think it was this book necessarily. It could have been this book. But they did it in, use the gouache, I mean. Or it was a similar book. Maybe a Johanna Basford book. Yeah, this works out well. I'll definitely try this with some other coloring books for sure. I have for a long time been looking for a way to cover these lines, lighten them up. That doesn't take forever to do, you know. This is very quick. I'm gonna cover up here. Now just put one line and it's done. Be very careful though, of course. But you know, even if it's not perfect, it's okay. Alright, so there's that. So I have a lot of gouache left over here. As you can see, I still have quite a bit here. I know I wouldn't have needed that much, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the flags too. I'm going for it. I might be going a little overboard, but I'm excited to try this and see how it looks in the end. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover this whole thing. Plus I have a lot of gouache on here to use up, so I'm just going to go in and just use it. I like trying different techniques and pencils and whatnot and markers. It's the fun of doing this, right? So again, I'm just using gouache, white gouache, with a little bit of water. And you know, as you know, gouache is very thick, so it's going on covering the lines very well. Now, I've tried using Posca pens, but of course the Posca pens, or white acrylic, it's going to be a little different than gouache. And it is a bit difficult to color on top of the white Posca pens, or the ink pens, the white ink gel pens. So I'm hoping that the gouache will be easier to color on top of, or else I'm in big trouble and I'm gonna have to pull out the acrylic markers and just use them. So, and I still have a lot left here, so I'm gonna do this flower. I go ahead and put the gouache on here as well. Figure since I have so much gouache out, I might as well use it or it's just gonna get wasted. And I think that if this works like I think it will, so we'll just make the page look better and better, I think. Well, the way I want it to look, you know, without the lines, which to me is better, you know. For this page, what I feel like doing. So what I want to try. I have to do the top of the flags too. I might do those in a second. Do these two flowers. Okay. Alright, so I still got quite a bit left, so I'm going to go ahead and do the tops of the flags here. Very carefully, it's much thinner now. You don't have to worry about being too neat because you know it's white, so the page is white. So it's just a matter of covering it, really. It's just with certain areas of the coloring page when it's near something else that I'd be careful. Otherwise, in this area, I could just don't have to worry about being so careful since it is just a white background. Look at that. When I put a second layer on it, it almost totally disappears. So if you want to get rid of something entirely, this is a great way to do it. And if you make a mistake, it's gouache, so you can reactivate it with water, so it should, unlike ink, you wouldn't have a difficult time removing. I think gouache you could remove with water pretty easily. It's like watercolor, it's water soluble. To the outside of the cups here, so it's tricky here on the outside of the cups handle here. So I don't want to put it on anything else. It's going very smoothly and very quick. I mean, that happened. I covered this all up very quickly because I have a few spots I missed. So it's drying up a little bit there. It's almost gone out of the dish there. The palette. That's the word. So I'm just at the very end of my gouache here, just getting little areas that I missed. And then I'm going to let it dry and start coloring. these little corners. So I'm gonna leave this alone, probably overnight, to make sure it's completely dry and settled. And then I'm gonna continue this tomorrow. Yes, so there we have it. There's part one. There's the gouache. So to be continued next.